I don't edit my podcast with that ever.
They seem to flow really well, though.
Yeah, they're conversational. You got to have conversations.
Yeah. I figured you edited the shit out of them, honestly, after I listened.
Never. Okay, here we go. We have Boulevard, Hibiscus, Gose. You ever had a Gose before?
Is that how it's pronounced? Gose?
I think so.
I thought it was Gose.
It's Gose. Maybe it's Gose. It's from Gosen.
It's exotic.
A town, Gosen, in Germany. I looked that up once. Hibiscus, though. I don't know anything about hibiscus. What even is that flavor?
You know, I think it's just going to be a pleasantly... Oh, yeah, we got to crack this. Jeepers, Townsy, already...
Well, I did just...
Already burping it up.
Well, I had some of that Pilsner over there. Oh, yeah. That's a Gose.
Unique.
That's a Gose right there. So it's like half a sour. That's how I describe
Definitely get that, yeah.
Half a sour. Hibiscus ain't bad. What does it say on here? Tart, tangy, pink. It is pink beer, apparently.
And what do you drink most of?
Me?
Beer-wise, yeah.
It really depends. I like a lawnmower beers, which is just your, like, Bush. Not Bush. Yes, Bush, but like I prefer like Oli or Rainier.
Okay. See, that's the kind of stuff that to me is like 18-hole beer. That's what I take that golfing.
Lawnmower beer.
Well, I haven't heard that term.
My friend said it to me and I was like, that is the perfect description. If you ride a lawnmower and you drink beer, that's what you're having.
It's for that very purpose, that reason though, that I honestly don't like it. That like you're outside sweating, pounding beers, and you feel like shit. Like an 18-hole round of golf, and I drink a hole, and by the end, it's just...
Drink a hole seems a little aggressive.
I mean, if you're doing it right.
Yeah. This is not very... 4.2, which is not very alcoholic.
Not at all.
It's a nice sipping beer. But I first had one of these down at... there's this bar down on Mississippi called Prost. You might like it because you can get German beers there. I like German whites a lot.
Yeah.
The ones that kind of like taste like you're drinking banana bread, which is weird because I don't like banana bread.
See, anything banana, well, I mean, I don't know what that is. I mean, there's all these different flavor chemicals. I mean, I was just started reading this book.
Because they don't make it with banana, but it's got hints of banana and Clovis, doesn't it? It really does.
That's the weird thing about it, though. There's this book I was saying I'm reading. It's... Randy Mosher, I think's his name. It's How to Taste Beer, Tasting Beer, something like that. And there's 1,000 to 2,000 different flavor chemicals that...
Here's the thing. Just by the fact that he wrote this book, sounds like he likes to smell his own farts. Just saying.
It's there is a humongous amount of information just about brewing, about the taste profiles. I mean, I don't understand it. You know, they crack one open and they're like, you know, it smells like a fresh garden hose or some shit. And that stuff's over my head. See,
I love that stuff. I know nothing about it, but I do every time before I drink a beer, I smell it. I think that's part of it for me, for sure.
It is. And I didn't realize that until I started reading this, because there is other flavors you pick up, but some of it, I mean, fresh tennis balls, I mean,
that's so stupid.
I don't want to taste that. But they use it to describe these different tastes, and
Flavor profiles.
Jesus
Christ.
For lawnmower beer, that doesn't really apply.
Yeah. You know what's best is you take some of that lawnmower beer and just put a little orange juice in it. It's the best thing you ever had.
No kidding.
I'm not joking. And here's the problem. They will go down too smooth and too quick, and you will be drunk on accident. I
got to avoid it. See, I try to only have beer once a week.
Yeah.
Just because I put on weight really easy.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually down right now.
Well, it's great. I mean, we knew each other 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And
we were both about the same size.
I was 145 pounds back then.
Were you that tiny?
145, and now I'm about 200 pounds. And
I was up to 250 at one point.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to do, though. Yeah. I mean, you hit 30 and suddenly your metabolism just drops to zero.
Yeah, that's part of it.
You drop to 1,000 calories a day and you still get fat. I don't get it.
Part of it for me was I was staying fit. Actually, right out of high school, I put on 10 pounds of muscle because I wanted to do that over the next year, which is hard for someone who's not in a program, have their own program.
Yeah.
A 19-year-old kid that's just going to the gym. And then I got together with this girl a few years later, and I was going to the gym 3 times a week, maintaining 175 pounds. And I got together with this girl that didn't like me, being away so much, and she fed me.
Dude,
I drank soda all the time, and then I got into World of Warcraft. And then, and then all of a sudden I was 250 pounds.
But that's, you see how similar those two things are? They're both, taken to a certain extreme, they're very selfish. Even physical fitness, it can be a very selfish thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she didn't want you to do it that much. You got to be around, and you substitute something else. It's just kind of the way it is. We're going to find something to be.
Yeah, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I can't just sit there.
Exactly. I'm enjoying this
It's
Gose.
Really Gose. That's what it should be called. Gose.
Need a little accent over the
Gose. Yeah, I looked up this one time, and it's... So have you had any sours yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is like half a sour because it only on the back end, to me, tastes like a sour. Excuse me. And I don't know...
It's good. It's not as overpowering as some of those are.
Right. Yeah, it's smooth on the front.
It's really mild. I guess which we would expect from a hibiscus flavored.
Hibiscus. The last one I had was just lime. Yeah. It was good. It was actually really similar to this.
Oh, this is a good summer drink.
Yeah. And at 4.2, you can drink them all day.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
No, it's probably not. Well, it depends. What are you doing?
Yeah,
you just having a nice sunny day weekend? Yeah, it's fine. So, what's better than day drinking? There's nothing.
Night drinking is good.
Yeah, but day drinking. Day drinking is my favorite fucking thing to do. There's nothing better than day drinking.
See, it's troublesome. I've got 4 kids at home, so I don't usually drink at home.
Your kids that we just discussed play D&D?
Oh, yeah. They're rocking it. They're going nuts with this advanced D&D. It's way over my head.
I want to get...
Back in the day.
Honestly, I've been thinking about... I want to start a D&D podcast for sure. My buddy that you mentioned, you liked him on this show.
He talked
Zach
about...
Barkus.
Yeah.
He
talked about it on the podcast.
He got really embarrassed because he's like, I'm not here just to promote myself. But I'm like, yeah, but I'm here to promote you. So we're going to talk about it.
Oh, it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah. Their podcast's still running, going strong. Yeah, it's good times.
No, it's so much fun. I mean, like I said, for like critical thinking skills, for problem solving, I think it's fantastic for kids. And it's funny, it doesn't have the stigma anymore, but when we were kids, it was, and before, it was,
you know what,
kind of had that.
It did, but I was always like a little jockey, kind of metally, and I wanted to get into that nerd shit. Dude. So I actually got into it in 11th grade. I started, maybe 10th grade. Somewhere in there, I started playing with a few folks, and it was so much fucking fun. Loved it. Dude, fell in love right away.
My wife and I were talking about you. And
oh boy.
No, it's all good. You say I was into, jockey metal stuff. You had this knack, even then, for just fitting in with everybody. Yeah. And Mia's the same. She goes, yeah, I always saw him and kind of felt a kindred spirit. Like, he just got along with people.
Well, she's the nicest human being alive.
She is. But
so
it's the
everyone
same.
liked her.
It's like she likes everybody until they give her a reason not to.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
Yeah.
But I'm also on guard, and I'm always looking out for that one thing too. Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm always I'm a high anxiety person, and I didn't realize it.
Has it always been that way?
Now that I go back and think about it, it wasn't as bad as it is now, but I am always, like, some people have called me negative. And it's not that I'm negative. It's that I want to see the bad thing first so I can either jump ahead of it and fix it or avoid it completely. So, yeah, I'm negative, but in trying to be productive with it, not just woe is me.
Seems like two mutually exclusive things. Negative but accepting.
Yes.
Those you can have both.
Yeah, my pessimism is optimistic. Yeah. I do it to make things better.
An optimistic pessimist. Yeah. Shoot, now we're getting into some deep philosophy. We're not.
How long have you and your wife been together? For 1,000 years?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
We were married at 19. Yeah. We had our first daughter just after I turned 20, 10 days after I turned 20.
That little badass just shaved her head, huh?
My second daughter shaved her
second
head.
one.
Actually, the older one did like a year ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're so comfortable in their own skin. They're the exact opposite of me.
Right.
From that age. I was so neurotic and worried about what other people thought, and they truly don't give a shit, and it's magical.
I saw a couple of pictures that I was like, that's fucking badass. Because she had, it wasn't like super long, but she had nice, pretty hair. She's like, fuck it. It wasn't like, oh, I got a bad haircut, or it's too much bleach and now it's ruined. No, it's just like, fuck it.
She just wanted to try it. Do you remember? I mean, hell, I can't remember how long your hair was 20 years ago.
It got down to my shoulders once.
It's crazy, man, when you cut it off and how different your head feels. And it's refreshing.
Dude, I got lucky. I got a good head because I went bald at about 28.
You
know what? I didn't even go bald. What it is it got a little thin, and I'm very vain. Yeah. So as soon as it started getting a little thin, I'm like, it's gone.
See, that's where I'm screwed, man. Mine's fallen out. Actually, I've got 5 brothers. 4 of them are either bald or very thin. Yeah. And my head is not pretty.
Really? Have you shaved
I'm
it before?
going to have to do a comb over.
You shaved it before?
I've had a buzz cut, but it's an unattractive head. Maybe it's just my own
Maybe it's just
self-conscious neuroticism.
I think most heads are okay.
Yeah, I suppose so. Who looks at a person's head? Although, do you remember the Shawshank Redemption? And he's like, who looks at a man's shoes? Who notices another man's shoes? Yeah. I have never noticed somebody's clothes.
No.
The fact that I'm looking at a black shirt on you right now, I wouldn't have realized it unless we're talking about
you look at their overall appearance, sure, because it's data chunking.
But
your brain data chunks. Yeah. Like when you are looking around the world, you're not looking at everything, but you see it all because your brain kind of data chunks it and feeds you what you need to know.
So true, yes.
I mean, there are people who do notice everything someone's wearing, but there's reasons for that. Either they're just that's their thing, or they're I bet you a comic, stand-up comic would do that because they're always looking for things to poke fun at, right? Or someone in the fashion industry.
Yeah, I suppose that's mirroring, right?
Right.
You notice
right. Yeah, but other than that,
tell you, the last few years when I've kind of become more comfortable, except for the shape of my head, I suppose. But I still have a little hair to cover that. But I mean, it's funny. You go out and how little you actually worry. Once that actually dawns on you, it's so freaking liberating. My God, I just am so happy.
I've gotten that compliment a bunch in my life, but I don't feel confident.
Yeah,
I walk around with big dick confidence for sure, and I don't know why because I don't feel it. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
I think what happens for me is I just get lost in the moment, and I like to entertain people.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. Like this ex-girlfriend I had, we were at this party. She graduated a nursing thing, and they had a party, and she's real shy, super amazingly kind, nice person, but makes friends easy, but isn't loud at all. Mm-hmm. And so apparently I kind of was like, I hate to say the life of the party, but I was kind of getting everyone involved. I was being friendly, and her mom later said, David really kept that party going or whatever. It's like, I just got lost in a bunch of new people. Let's talk.
Yeah.
See
that, but that right there, I mean, it will make people think you're completely confident. And similarly, you could have somebody who's very introverted, but who's completely comfortable also not talking, and they might come across as not confident, even though they're perfectly content.
I know plenty of people like that.
It's very, I mean, I guess perception's reality to whomever you're interacting with. But you've always come across as a confident guy to me.
I definitely see. Okay,
but I know exactly what you mean. You don't feel it.
You're talking about the kind of guy where it's like, oh, I don't know about him at first, and then the more you talk to him, the more you like them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. The more you talk to me, the worse I get.
Oh, God, I can't stand this guy.
Dude,
it's gotten to that point for me. I mean, if you remember me back in the day, I was really quiet. And now sometimes I'll be in this conversation with somebody, and I'm like, Sean, shut up. Yeah. Just stop talking. And I can't. I keep going.
Don't shut up. If you got something to say, and you got a point, if you're not just meandering.
That's what I do. Oh, it's a train of thought. It just...
The only time, that's fine as long as you were trying to get somewhere. It's the people that repeat themselves, but then don't realize it and then say the same thing 3 times. That kind of gets me a little bit.
I'm gonna try and make a point to interject just the same thought 3 times.
Okay, yeah. As long as it fits. So you wrote a couple books.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's
Who writes books? I know
lots of people.
I know several people that have written books. Ross Elliott, who's been on this show before, he wrote a book called Babette, and it was this transgender lady that he used to caretake for. That turns out was from the area.
Yeah.
Stolen to France by a rich French couple who were Nazi sympathizers and ran after World War II. Came back here. As it turns out, this transgendered lady still kind of looked up to the Nazis.
What?
Which is weird because my friend Ross, who was her caretaker, is the exact opposite of a Nazi.
Sounds like a fascinating story. A transgender Nazi sympathizer?
That's weird, right?
Yeah, that...
Who was also a professor at, I think, Reed.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. So he wrote a book.
Sounds like a freaking sitcom right there. Jeez. No, it's one of those things, though, that, I mean...
That's coming, don't you think? Do we have any
Maybe it's something we could work on.
Do we have any transgenders on... excuse me. Jesus Christ. On, like, sitcoms. Like...
Oh, it's got to happen, yeah.
Orange is the New Black has a transgender person.
Dude, it's such a different time now than even when we were in high school.
Oh yeah.
It's like I see my kids and they've got friends that are what is it, gender neutral
all over
across the spectrum. Yeah. And so that has to be right around the corner. I can't believe it isn't more commonplace now.
But
you're right, Orange is the New Black.
Well, it's 0.5%
of the population.
Of the population. However,
I mean, more common in popular culture. I suppose,
here's the problem: is especially with younger folks, some people are going to try it out and it's not going to stick, and that's okay
for sure.
But they're trying to find their identity, so a lot of people will identify with that who aren't. But they're trying it out. Fucking go ahead. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I agree. I completely appreciate
and not to
that
get
statement.
And not to get controversial, but this is where
let's get there.
I don't have a strong opinion because it involves me not at all. But I think it's a little wonky when you get into gender reassignment or even just hormones when a person is super young. And I don't know my facts on it, so I won't speak to it. I just, out of the blue, it's a little.
Yeah,
it's a discussion.
I think it does need to be a discussion. My knee-jerk reaction is the same. It's just because your mind's developing. Yep. You don't know who you are yet.
Right.
You're still trying to figure that out.
And for some people, it might be perfect, and other people, it might be the worst thing in the world, and you don't know.
And that's the problem. You don't know. But like you said, it's a discussion.
I'm sure people are discussing it. Just not me, because I'm not involved. I don't know.
You don't have kids that are going to be doing that, eh?
Yeah. I don't know what my kid's going to do. Whatever. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever she does.
That's the thing. It's like my only wish for my kids is
be happy.
That they are happy and that they treat people right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And whatever direction they decide to take for careers or whatever, I just don't care. And I tell them that all the time. Don't care sounds harsh, but it's true because they could do anything.
Well, it's not that you don't care that you don't wish them well. It's that you don't care that any of it's okay.
Right. It's so often, people they do things often to please their parents,
sure.
Right? It's psychology 101. We just do. We want to please our parents. And I don't want them taking on things to please me. I want it to find themselves and to grow and develop and be who they are. That's what I want. I'm moot.
That's what you call good parenting.
Well,
you want your kid to be happy and
I've got my own faults. Every parent, I swear, every kid thinks their parent. They think of things that their parents that they're going to do differently than their parents did. I guess what I'm saying, and I know my kids do the same. Because I'm really hands off.
I was never like that.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to be more like my parents.
Really?
Yeah. They both nice people, not judgmental. That's where I got it. Where I guess both of my parents, most people of that generation kind of came from slightly racist households just because of the generation. What's funny is...
By today's standards, sure.
What's funny is my family from the South definitely used the N-word more, but were way more accepting of people who weren't white to be their friends. But anyway, and my parents were really hard workers, really good work ethic, which I never had. I think I've developed it in my mid-30s, but it took me a while to get there.
Yeah. I would say the same about my own. Fantastic parents. They did an amazing job.
Good to hear.
Raising 9 kids. 9 kids.
That's way too many.
It's a lot. I can't imagine. I've got 4, and that's a lot. That's a big family.
That's way too many.
4 kids. And it's hard. I can't imagine going through 9 and through the struggles we went through. grew up for a number of years living in the basement of my grandma's house, and it flooded every year. And they were both working. My mom's flipping burgers and cleaning houses for people, and somehow they got through it. And somehow we got through it. And I mean,
dude, we are the start of the soft. Your kids' generation are going to be softy soft.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we started it. We are soft relative to our parents for sure.
Oh, I mean, think about this. If you go chronologically back generations from now to, I don't know, 1600, where kids were put to work at 8 years old sweeping chimneys in England.
I think any time before the Industrial Revolution, it was just horse shit, and I don't know how many humans survived.
But the Industrial Revolution itself kind of fucked with people. In England especially. I mean, like literally 4 or 5 year old kids sending down chimney flues.
Yeah, and, crazy. But, as soon it built the middle class so that kids didn't have to do that anymore. And that's when it changed from you're an adult at 12 to you're an adult at 16 to you're an adult at 18. And the Industrial Revolution, 25.
25-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
See, I never really did appreciate that. I mean, I'm really immature for my age. I'm really immature for my age. But I still, it's because I enjoy being immature, but I can still, for my part,
depends on what you mean by immature, because you do have, a home with 4 kids, and none of them are starving. You wrote 2 books. You got shit going on.
Yeah, I suppose.
It depends on what you mean by immature.
Well, yeah, I drink, I swear, and I get really goofy. I mean, I finish these drinks, and I'd be fucking goofy.
Yeah, that's the best.
I'm a friendly drunk, I tell you.
Me too.
So people get aggressive and violent. I just want to be your friend.
I would stop drinking.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've never gotten into a fight while I was drunk.
No, me neither. I haven't been in a fight since middle school. Dude, fighting is the dumbest thing.
I got in one fight ever in my life.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, I ran away.
It's dumb.
I was like, oh, I'm really hurting this kid. I got to stop.
Yeah?
And I ran away. Yeah, I was taking his head and bashing on the gravel.
How old were you?
I don't know. 11? 12?
Kids, there's some violent shit. But it obviously had an effect on you.
Well, the reason I even started the fight is because I had never been in a fight.
Oh, so that's why you started it?
Yeah, and I know the other neighborhood kids have fought each other even before, and I just never have. And one of the kids, I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing a thing now.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and fight. I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Conversely, I would love that if MMA had gotten popular sooner, I would have definitely gotten into that. I don't feel like I can hurt somebody because I'm upset. A sport, on the other hand, I would fucking love. I would love to fight as a sport.
I can appreciate the sport for what it is. I mean, and actually, I liked like UFC back in the day when there was a lot more grappling and stuff. Because it's the strikes that I have a hard time just seeing somebody unconscious getting punched out more. I mean, I just can't stand watching that.
Do you hate boxing?
No, I like boxing.
But boxing is where people get to
stand up. It is worse.
It's way worse.
And yet...
Standing 8 count, that's how you get brain damage.
The gloves just make it less so. I don't know. At least my perception. But yet, I mean, brain damage occurs all the time.
Did you see what happened last night with Anthony Joshua?
No.
We lost. It was like the biggest upset, in recent boxing history. He got TKO'd by Andy
Dwyer. No, not Andy.
No, I can look it up. It doesn't matter. But Anthony Joshua.
I haven't followed things like sports in general really closely in years. But
I used to do an MMA podcast. I fucking love it.
Yeah. Why don't you still do it?
The person who I did it with lives in Tigard, so and works a different schedule. And, it just didn't work out. We did, I don't know, 30, 40 episodes. Yeah. We did it for a while.
Did you pick up any traction with that?
No. No.
But you had fun. See, that's the thing. Like writing books, same as podcast. You get more out of it than probably anybody listening to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really crazy how that works. I mean, because you go in depth, MMA podcasts, you're just talking about this stuff and dissecting it.
Yeah.
And nobody else, even listening, is putting that much thought into it.
Well, we were really good at bantering, and what we ended up doing, we did a couple episodes, got some feedback. What we ended up doing is just bullshitting for an hour and a half, and then doing 40 minutes on MMA.
Yeah.
And the bullshitting was just so fucking fun.
Have you ever listened to the Beerists?
Burps. Jesus, I usually don't have
it's
this
the Rainier. Have you ever listened to the Beerus?
No.
Great podcast, but it's like 4 or 5 people. They sit around and taste beer. I mean, they're like the really. They know what they're looking for in taste, and they describe these
Sniff their own
it's
farts.
Fucking hilarious, too.
Are they good?
Because it's guys just, I mean, it's just people like us sitting around BSing. Just regular dudes, but they're kind of beer snobs.
Yeah. I have no room for snobs
Yeah,
in my life.
You'd accept them. I know you would.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if they could deal with me drinking Rosé. with orange juice. With orange juice in it. Fucking Gose. Love it. Yeah, it's named after Gosen, a town in Germany.
A Gose. That's from Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yes.
Yeah.
Gose.
Yeah. I mean, I
fucking love that movie. Did you like the second one?
Well, yeah. I saw it at the Liberty Theater in Camas.
Nice.
And I'll never forget a rat ran across the
no
stage.
shit.
Yeah. Because it was filthy back then.
It was before it burned down.
Yes. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen the second one. I've actually seen the first one.
I love the
a
second
number
one.
of times, even in the last 2 years. I've watched this.
I love the second one. Everyone thinks it's not. I think it's just as good.
How about the cartoon? Did you watch the cartoon?
I did, and
I didn't like Egon's hair.
What's fun? Yeah,
his hair was.
Where'd that even come?
I don't know.
Slimer is now a friend.
What the hell was that?
Is a buddy.
But you know what scared me as a kid?
Large Marge.
How the fuck did you know that?
Because she was scary as shit.
That's like my single biggest fear was Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
It was so scary. It was so scary when I was 5.
That was
Is that really what you were going to say?
That was really it. Yes, because it was like that surprise face.
Yeah,
was a lot like the library ghost at the beginning of Ghostbusters.
And you go look back at it now.
It's
Large Marge
ridiculous.
is dog shit.
It's like claymation.
It's horrible. Ghost is still pretty good though.
Large Marge, shoot,
that's funny.
Yeah, I can't believe you said that.
Because it was scary. It was legit scary when I was 5 or whatever.
Oh man, that's actually I feel a bit of relief because I've always felt like I was the only one.
No.
I mean, I say it and everybody knows. They instinctively, Large Marge, I remember.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I mean, it doesn't seem to impact everybody the same way.
Oh yeah, dude, that terrified me.
Have you seen Pee-wee lately? Like in the last few years?
No, not since he redid.
Jacked.
Not since he redid the show.
Yeah, he got pretty jacked.
He has the single best death scene in movies.
Pee-wee.
Well, not Pee-wee, but Paul
Rubens
in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie. He's the guy that gets his arm ripped off, and then she stabs him, and he goes, "Ooh, gets on the ground, starts kicking the banister. Oh no!
This needs video for your actually.
I am set up, and I just need to put it together. I'm set up for it.
That was great.
I got it.
Just recreate it, just that 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Put it up for people.
Yeah, I should stream. Maybe that's my next goal. Here's my problem is I do a podcast once a week here, sometimes more, but once a week, and then I don't come back to this room for a week. I need to get off my ass and get the live stream set up.
I know exactly what you're up against when you're working on a project, any project. I behave the same way. There's like a laundry list of things that I need to do, and I find other things to do instead. Yeah,
like play Magic Arena.
I've never played.
I play way too much.
Magic
Arena, it's the online one.
Oh
yeah, it's way too time consuming.
You know what I play? There's some stupid app I've got on my phone called Homescapes.
Yeah,
it's like RuneScape. You help this butler remodel his house. It's pretty great. It's a great time waster, man.
All right. That's your go-to game, huh?
Yeah, it's my go-to game. My
wife
and I will literally be sitting in bed, laying next to each other, not talking, but we're both playing Homescapes. It's probably ruining our marriage.
Yeah,
really.
probably.
I'm gonna be careful with that.
That's funny. I play way too many video games. As you can see, I have my home computer set up in the living room.
What's too many, though? Tell me what's too many.
Well, I think about a year or 2 ago, I gave myself the goal to play more because I was not playing any, and I bought a bunch.
Interesting. My wife had a goal literally to swear more, but go on. It's the same premise. I want to play more video games. I want to swear more.
She had a goal to swear.
Yeah, she never swore. And she's like, I want to swear.
Don't force it.
I didn't have anything to do with it. She just wanted to incorporate, just pepper it into her sentences a little bit more.
Yeah.
Naturally.
That's the tough part, right?
That's the tough part. Not everybody can do it. My mom.
If I was going to say anything to her, it'd be, what the fuck?
Do it.
What the fuck?
My mom is, she's like the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. She's brilliant. She can string together things. And I'd never forget when we were kids, my brother and I were fighting over something and just nagging at her constantly.
Yeah.
And finally, we just pushed her over the edge, and she goes, if the shoe fits, wear it. If not, shove it up your ass. Mom's upset. Damn. And it's a family legend now. We talk about it to this day. It's hilarious. And that was, tame. She could string together expletives that have never been uttered before or since. She was a poet, really. And my dad would never swear.
Yeah.
If we said fart in front of my dad, he'd kick our ass.
Really?
So we got these two different parents. And
what happened when she cussed in front of him?
Nothing. No, nothing.
Good.
She could do what she wants. That's not going to say anything.
My mom asked me the other day, when did you start swearing in front of your mom? I was like, I don't know. But anymore, I just do what I want. I'm done with it. I'm going to be me all the time.
There you 100%. Go.
And I'm going to cuss in front of my mom. Sorry, Mom.
Dude, I tell you what,
she listens to this.
The way to be is just be yourself all the time and let the chips fall where they may.
I can't do it anymore.
It is the best.
There's no kitty gloves. I can't be a different person.
Good.
And at the same time, I'm trying to be the best person I could be.
Right. You can do that within the framework of being authentic yourself.
For sure.
But anyway, so too many video games. What you made a goal to play more video games.
To play more, and now I think I'm in a rut to where actually, you know what? I'm only playing this one, and because there's daily quests. And so I don't have to spend money on it. I could just do the daily and it's a lot of fucking fun. They say now magic is I read an article the other day. I read the title of an article the other day.
Good. That's a start.
Yeah. I did not read an article. That Magic is now the most complex board game or whatever you want to tabletop game in the world.
Jeez.
Well, every 6 months they come out with new cards, new interactions, new rules, right? So and it just adds to the rest of them. So that's.
Jeez, how could it? There's something to be said about simplicity, isn't there? I tried playing Risk. Risk, it's not that complicated.
I've never lost a game of Risk.
I played it with my sons, and it took 3 days.
Yeah, it's a great game. Love it.
But I had to throw out some of the rules because it just was too much. Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, I can't even remember, but there was different little things you get for conquering all of Africa or something.
You get extra.
And you get, I couldn't wrap my mind around everything. And I was playing with my sons, and they weren't tracking anything. I was like, screw it. We're just going to simplify this.
We do that we got this game called Joking Hazard, which is maybe the best game of all time.
Better than Magic.
Well, it's different. One's competitive, one's funny. Magic is fun because it's competitive. Joking Hazard is funny because it's fucking hilarious.
How so?
There's this webcomic called Cyanide and Happiness. You ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. So what they do is they give you a bunch of cards, and each card is a panel of a comic. So you ever play Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples, where you have one judge and everyone else puts in? Yeah. Okay, so the judge each round flips blindly the first page of the comic panel. Then they play the second one, and then they judge the third one. Which one completes the comic better? And they nail it. It's perfect.
My kids love that. What's it called?
Joking Hazard.
All right, cool.
There's a lot of gay jokes in there.
Yeah.
And violence.
Well, my teenagers, I should say, would love that.
They would, because it's the best fucking game ever. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I want to go back, though.
Okay, let's go back.
Too many video games. What does that mean?
That means that I could be using my time better.
How?
I could have live streaming up here right now. I could do projects around the house. You see my house; it's a fucking disaster.
It's all relative. It's a trading game, right? What brings you and your family more happiness and contentment and joy?
So it's like this. You know how sometimes you get home from work and then you're feeling productive and you clean something or you work on your project or whatever?
No.
Oh, well,
no, yeah, I get that.
I try that sometimes. But then sometimes you come home and you fucking sit down and that's it.
Yeah.
You're done for the day. You're worn out. That's my too much video games days.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. And if it wasn't video games, it would be something else. What it is I come home and I sit down and I'm worn out. I need to not do that as much.
So do you feel like guilty when you're playing video? See, that's
no. I feel guilty afterwards.
Okay. But that's
not during.
Part of the problem. I think that once a person can get past that point, because you feel guilty about it, and then what are you going to do? You're going to go to what's comfortable, or where do you find comfort? Oh, it's video games. You know what I mean? And so it's like this loop until you can get over yourself and just say, hey, it's okay that I'm doing this. It's tough to get out of the loop. Dude, what the hell are you...
showing you some cyanide and happiness.
So you Googling cyanide. I'm like, good God.
This guy. Look at that fucking face.
Yeah, he looks cheerful. Looks like a happy fella.
I don't know what happened there. So, yeah. This fucking game. And it's crazy. Christmas fruit. He ate a pine cone.
That's precious.
Oh, yeah. And it's...
This is great for people listening.
What about this one? It's a doctor saying, okay, how many fingers am I holding up? And Blue Shirt is getting a, what do you call it? A prostate exam. And he says, can we not do this right now? That's hilarious. Which, by the way, we're coming up on.
You're coming up on what?
We are.
Oh, on the prostate exam?
40.
Been there, done that.
Have you? I have not. You're supposed to do it when you're 40?
Yeah.
Haven't been there.
I did it already, and it...
Good for you.
Dude, it was horrible. It was a surprise. I went into the doctor, and he's like... No, seriously.
Okay, how much of a surprise? Last second surprise?
I had no idea until I was sitting in the room, whatever it is, and he's like, okay, I'm going to check your prostate. Ugh. And it caught me so off guard, I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
I was just... I bent over and I had this concerned, questioning look on my face. I'm sure he saw. Maybe he didn't even make
note of it. He was probably used to it every time. Every time.
He did a surprise prostate exam and didn't even include it in any of the medical documentation.
I'm sorry. You got molested. That's not what happened. You didn't get a prostate exam. You were... that's sexually assaulted.
It was awkward because it feels like you're just... I mean,
Sure.
Yeah. Should I describe this?
You can if you want.
I don't know if I want to. See, this is the point. I'm a beer and a half in. I'm just going to start going.
Have you ever heard John Mulaney's bit on it?
No.
All right.
I watched a couple of his Netflix specials.
Yeah.
But shit, I can't remember. There's so many comedy specials.
I watch them all. I fucking love comedy. His special New in Town is my favorite special of all time.
Oh shit. There is have you ever watched Gary Gulman?
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The freaking bit where he's in the
really smart.
Whole Foods or whatever.
He just got in trouble recently.
For what?
Putting his hands on Kevin Brennan.
Putting his hands on him?
Oh,
like
yes. How? Yeah, roughing him up. I think he punched him.
Oh, yeah.
Down over at the Comedy Cellar, New York. Well, the thing is, Kevin Brennan...
they're defending their own turf. I mean...
Kevin Brennan is a shitster. He's a real-life troll. His podcast is called Burning Bridges, and it's aptly named because that's all he does is talk shit on people and fucking burn bridges.
Yeah, so maybe he needed to get punched.
Neil Brennan's brother. And does he, though? Because what comics do is talk shit to each other. And if you and
but
you
this
know
is
Gary
just fodder.
and you know Gary Gulman is going to sit around and talk shit.
But they can use it now. Maybe it was all planned. Maybe he didn't even really.
I think he got banned from the Cellar for,
Gulman did?
Yeah, for a few months or something. Whatever. I don't know too much about it.
I find him delightful.
Yeah, he's smart. He's good. He's he almost quit. Right before he blew up, he was getting ready to quit.
I don't know how somebody who's just like doing the grind, being like an actor or musician or any kind of entertainer, how you get through just the shit times.
How you stick with it, yeah.
It's got to be rough.
Dude, especially comedians, because they don't get good, and they most of the time don't blow up till about 15 years in. That means you got to go through. You got to go through 10 years of just fucking rough, 5 years of making a decent living, and then maybe you blow up after that. I mean, that's why there's been several that kill themselves. Brody recently killed himself. Richard Ginny's a famous one who, he always wanted to be on sitcoms. Was never that guy, and he was a fucking killer. Richard Ginny, that was one of my favorites when I was a kid. When Comedy Central first came on, we had cable. And
I've never even heard of him. I gotta check
Richard
it
Ginny.
out.
Oh, he's great. Oh, he is fucking great.
But you know what the real challenge is to get somebody. I mean, because today, 90% of comedians, they're crass and vulgar, and it's hard to be funny without doing that. And there's a few that
Clean
are
comics,
just, that are fun because they craft their jokes really well. I mean, I can find obscene comedy funny, and I do, but the real skill, the real special kind of talent is the guy who can craft really truly funny shit.
But you gotta be that guy. Not everyone can be that guy.
You gotta see that it comes back to just being real, being authentic.
Well, but is it though? Because who's the fucking big goofy guy that I don't like? Hot Pockets.
Jim Gaffigan.
Gaffigan. I don't like him.
Hot Pockets.
Yeah. But he's clean. But if you talk to him,
so.
But in person though, like you see him in interviews or where he's just kind of shooting the shit, he's not that clean of a guy.
Interesting.
But his stage act is.
I guess he just knew the demographic he wanted to go after or something.
Yeah, well, that's specifically who's the fucking I'm blanking on his name. God damn it. He's got all these Showtime specials, and he's like, I want my audience, I want you to be able to show your grandma and she'll fucking laugh, Yeah.
And
that way he can hit all audiences.
It's hard to do. Remember Mitch Hedberg? I mean, he's been dead forever.
Yes.
Everybody knows Mitch Hedberg. Most of his stuff was, you could tell it to you. I mean, he did drop the F-bomb sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was just these
He also did a lot of heroin.
He's dead.
Yeah.
But fuck, he was funny. Just those one-liners. And I repeat them all the time.
You know what's funny is that special where a lot of those come from, he bombed it in person.
Yeah?
He bombed that set and they edited it. So it was good stuff, but he just didn't have the crowd.
You go on and listen to some of his sets from YouTube, and you can tell where he's very lucid in some of them, and some of his words are slurred. And
where he's just fucked up.
Yeah. But damn it, he was funny. That's a sad thing. I hate to see him go. All the good shit, man. See, I'm still stuck in 1991.
Yeah.
Musically, entertainment, hell, everything from the 90s. I'm still stuck.
Yeah, I'm definitely 90s musically. Well, yeah. I mean, I was just saying the other day that Eddie Vedder's Last Man Standing. Kurt Cobain died. Okay, he was the first. Lane Staley's gone. No one cares about Jerry Cantrell, so he doesn't make the list. Chris Cornell's gone.
Jerry Cantrell's the shit.
Yeah, but he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. About him. Everybody says that.
He's a piece of shit. So he doesn't count.
Alice in Chains is my all-time favorite band.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's cool. You like the new guy?
Yeah, he does a hell of a job. Yeah,
sounds great.
Yeah, he does.
I like that song they put out. Check My
but
Brain.
Yes,
I really like that track.
But my favorite just musician is Chris Cornell. I mean, that's the only celebrity death that really kind of affected me.
A lot of people felt that way, I not me. I mean, I hated his later stuff.
Yeah. What do you mean by later? Post Soundgarden or more recently?
Both.
So everything post Soundgarden.
But even some Soundgarden.
Yeah.
The album Black Hole Sun was on, right?
Yeah.
That's a good song, but he had some bullshit on that song. The other one they released, I didn't like. I like the fucking Jesus Christ pose.
Definitely.
Fucking, this is my good eye.
Audio Slave?
No.
No.
He just drug everything out and was way too slow. I like old, aggressive, young, fucking, outshined shit. Big dumb sets.
The crazy thing though is, he could sing that. It's how versatile his voice is. The range was stupid. I saw him live 3 times.
Nice.
And you could see just veins popping out of his neck, and he was hitting these crazy, ridiculous notes
super talented.
live. It wasn't like in a studio. He could do it wherever he was.
Right.
The guy's amazing. There was his tribute, and the guy from I can't remember the band. Shit.
I know, isn't it weird that you can think of anything all you want until you get a mic in front of you and you can't remember anything?
Trying to sing a Chris Cornell cover, I wouldn't ever try it. Because you can't sound good.
He has some good range.
You can't sound good.
I mean,
even good singers.
I mean, not quite Phil Anselmo range, but Pantera.
Do you remember in like back in the 90s, Saturday Night Live?
I remember the 90s.
Remember the 90s well.
Opera Man?
Not Opera Man, but it was Saturday Night Live. Pavarotti was singing with... who the heck was it? Some popular singer. You'll have to look it up. And she had a great voice. And next to Pavarotti, though, she sounded...
Dog shit.
I mean, and even if you don't like opera, I mean, it's just the Vanessa Williams. That's it.
Oh,
the contrast is shocking.
Wasn't Vanessa Williams the one that was like a Miss Universe or something?
She very well could have been. She's beautiful.
She was in this Star Trek movie.
Yeah. No, was she?
Yeah.
Dude, Star Trek. We moved to topics like fucking crazy. Star Trek pisses me off. The movies.
Okay, which ones? First generation or the next generations?
All the new ones that are, I don't even know. They're basically taking like this alternate universe approach.
Yeah.
And it just, that way they can do anything. Fuck that. That's lazy, man.
The new ones.
Yeah.
I think they did that so that they can
do whatever they want. Have Spock banging.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, but also, these guys don't look exactly like him. They're different people.
They look a lot like him.
They do.
I don't know how they cast
really,
it.
Dude. What's his face as Forrest?
Scotty?
No.
Doctor. You're thinking? Yes. I don't know what his name.
DeForest Kelley.
DeForest Kelley.
Yeah, the dude that plays him. Which, by the way, I love him as an actor. He was good in, Chronicles of Riddick.
The casting is impeccable.
Yeah.
I just don't care for the way it's written.
It's kind of. Do you remember when Thor was in it?
No.
He's in the opening scene. He played Kirk's dad that died in the opening scene.
I don't remember. I watched it once and I didn't go back. So.
I watched it and then I was like, that guy's really fucking tall. And as it turns
out,
he's Thor. He's 6'5".
My wife has a crush on him. And
as she should.
So it was pleasant to me. I shouldn't even say this, but the last movie where he's just got that monster beard. She's like, yeah, I still think he's hot. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe that's good for me.
I always wanted to be 6'5".
Oh, that was my goal. I want to be 6'4", 6'5", and 240 pounds. Yeah, that was because Chris Spielman, this linebacker for the Detroit Lions, was that. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to be.
All right.
But I kind of got the shrimp gene a little bit.
How tall are you?
5'11".
How tall are your brothers?
In boots, yeah. It varies. They go from like 6'3" to 5'9".
Oh, okay.
5'9" to 6'3", so I'm right in the middle.
I was 5'10" in high school. And now I'm short of 5'9".
Are you shitting me? You've already started shrinking?
I got degenerative discs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can they like stretch you up, put you on the rack?
It hurts.
Kind of thing?
I had a hanging upside down. I've had a hanging upside down machine for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Wow.
Yep. I'm just, I don't know, stem cells.
Yeah.
They're working on it right now.
So that's something that could help you in your lifetime?
Yeah.
Okay,
for sure.
Cool.
Stem cells are the shit. I think they're starting
to do it. I just don't know the
rate
rate of research on that stuff.
Well, so there's a lot of misconceptions around it. Like, for example, like that Bush outlawed it. Bush outlawed the federal funding of embryonic stem cells.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Which is not what you want anyway, because you have a higher chance of getting cancer. What you want is what they do is they take your fat out of your body a little bit and make stem cells out of that, and then inject them back into you. That's the shit they're doing now, and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. So you've researched it for what it could do specifically for your body.
No.
Oh.
No.
The stem cells are the answer.
Yes.
Right.
for now until they get better at CRISPR, where they do gene editing.
Good God.
Yeah, they can turn off and on genes.
Hell, I mean, this is so over my head. As I take another swig.
We're living in the fucking future. It's going to be crazy.
This podcast, you guys sitting around who know virtually nothing about stem cell research. Well, maybe you do. Drinking beer and talking about stem cells.
I know a little bit. I know a little bit. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And Joe Rogan talks about it constantly, so I've heard a lot of it.
I've never listened to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
Never. Everybody listens to it.
There are some that you probably should, and there's a lot of them you can skip. because I think what's good about his podcast is he has a bunch of different types of guests, so you can always pick out something. I think he is on a search to find people who are interesting and can help the world. Like Dr. Rhonda Patrick, when he has her on, man, most of it goes over my head, but it's really important. It's about health and food and shit.
Really, that's the beauty of, well, not just podcasts, but really the internet is making
the digital age
ideas.
Yeah,
because we have this. I mean, I wrote a blog post that's going to go out this week, and it's really just about, we like to see things in general. I mean, humans like to categorize information, and
yes,
so everybody is black and white. I mean, it's easy to point out in politics, because they're bad, I'm good, right?
Well,
that's how it is.
Here's the thing that I've been pushing. 2019, especially when we get into politics and issues and social issues. 2019, the year of nuance. Nothing is black and white. Dig into it.
That's hell yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. There is very few people. I mean, you could say Hitler is an absolute evil, but there's not. I mean, that are absolute good or absolute evils. People are humans, and because
he's a
some candidate may exactly.
He's a real.
That's
jerk.
why he's his shenanigans. Isn't that a Gary Gulman thing? Hitler's shenanigans, but he's like the perfect example for the extreme, just garbage.
Right.
But most people are just humans, and they're not, absolute good or absolute bad. They're just people.
And then you want to go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and people say stuff like Gandhi or Mother Teresa, and it's like, well, Gandhi slept with underage girls naked to prove that his whatever.
He was also severely depressed.
Mother Teresa was a classist. She hated poor people.
No shit.
Yeah. That's why she always hung out with rich people.
But that's kind of the fascinating thing is, does that alone make them, anything that they taught, the good things that they taught, bad? No, hell no. But we do that. This candidate 30 years ago said something that was stupid, so everything ever since has to be shit.
Right.
It's just such nonsense.
Right.
I wrote this article recently, and it was called what do Woody Allen...
Why I Love Trump. That's weird.
It was called What do Woody Allen and Arnold Schwarzenegger have in common? And I got some shit.
They both have made some really bad movies.
They both made some bad movies, but they also have both had some... treated women less than perfect. I mean, they've been shitty. They've been shitty.
Yes.
And that's what this person giving me flack got out of that article. Not that you can learn something from everybody. Yeah. It's, I'm not going to learn anything from these guys because they're pieces of shit. It's just, it's ignorant and it's slow-minded, and it doesn't...
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Right. There's so much. There's so much we can pick up and learn from people. It's it irritates the shit out of me when we can discount something valuable because...
But
for some reason we don't like the source.
But there is a limit to where you do.
Hitler, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he might have done some good things in his young life, but I'm not going to talk about him.
He was a bit of a jerk, but he made some nice paintings.
Did he? I've never seen any of his art.
I don't know if it exists.
God, I can't believe we're talking about Hitler.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Let's talk about Stalin next. So he was a real piece of shit.
Speaking, I just read this book called Mao's Great Famine. I mean, new research comes out. The government of China has released some more additional information in the last few years. And
it's now estimated now.
It's now estimated that 45 million people died during the Great Leap Forward, 58 to 62, in 4 years. 45 million people.
Yeah.
Starved them out. So let's start.
Did he do it on purpose? Was it?
It was with the best of intentions.
Okay, so whereas Stalin, it was on purpose. 12 million people or something, 20, 12.
Send them to the gulags.
Well, no, but also, I don't like people in this area. We're not going to send them anything.
Yeah, messed up. So that's...
What about Genghis Khan? He killed a lot of people.
I don't know a hell of a lot about Genghis Khan, except for there is a substantial portion of the population that is descended from him, I've heard.
They say it's probably a quarter of Asia have at least a little bit. But
wow, that's
who fucking knows? Well, he banged a lot of broads.
It's his legacy, really.
Yeah. There is a 5-part podcast series from Dan Carlin, which his podcast name is Hardcore History.
Yeah.
Okay, you know it.
That's
okay.
Good shit, yeah.
So Wrath of the Khans, he does a 5-parter, and they're all 3.5 hours each, and it's one of the most amazing things I've never heard. Ever heard? I said never. I'm retarded.
So you have heard it?
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't subscribed, so I can listen to only the most recent. 10 episodes.
I got in before he started putting up the paywall.
It is pretty brilliant.
And you know what? Here's the thing: is if you're interested at all, pay the $1 per episode. It's worth it. It's $5 for 15 hours worth of audio, and you know how much work he puts into everything he does. And
he's easy to listen to. It's a great podcast.
Oh, he's so entertaining.
Yeah.
You know he's based out of Eugene.
Yeah. No, he's freaking awesome. Speaking of podcasts, okay, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History is one of my favorites. It's just well put together. He's got it scripted out, and yet he adds his own theatrics. It's really easy to listen to.
And he's always like, "I'm not a historian." It's like, "Oh, but you are."
He says that a lot.
But he is.
Yeah, what is a historian? You got to be trained professionally to become a historian? No, I don't think so.
What, you need a fucking paper on the wall, son? No, you're good.
I'll make him one.
Yeah.
Historian. Dan Carlin, yeah.
But you were saying, sorry.
I mean, my favorite podcasts are like the history ones. There's one called Revolutions. Freaking fantastic. It goes through from the English Revolution, American, French Revolution. It's like 50 episodes. Wow. They're like 30 minutes a piece, but it's I've listened to the French Revolution probably 6 or 7 times. Really? I can't stop. It's so perplexing.
History on Fire?
I haven't listened to that, no.
Yeah, with I don't know, Italian guy.
It's funny because podcasts, you got the luxury of if you don't like the voice, you just move on. And I have these weird tics, like I'll pick up on some nuance to their voice, and I just hone in on it, and I won't be able to listen to it. Even really good podcasts.
I've definitely done that. What's this guy's name? Danny Morelli.
Episode 44, Dan Carlin?
Oh,
wow, look at that.
I have to listen to that one. What is this guy's name? Doesn't have his name on here. Dan Carlin.
Sex, Saki, and Zen?
So this guy's got a pretty thick accent.
Yeah. That's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not bad at all. It's actually pretty calming to listen to. Daniele Bolali. He is an Italian.
Bolali. Oh, God.
Yeah. He's pretty good at
You know what I do when I get 6 or 7 drinks in is I start dancing uncontrollably.
Do you?
If there's music on, I will be moving. It's weird.
You're that guy.
I danced for like 6 hours one night. Like 6 hours.
You're the drunk girl at the club.
At a club in Vegas. I was just dancing by myself, not even paying attention. It was weird.
What type of music?
I like club music. It was like a business thing. This company took me, and we were there till like 5 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it's drinks that are, it's all, what are they, table service or whatever. It's above my pay grade. Service. But they did that, so I just stood there and danced, and it was...
Yeah?
I'm sure if they, I would have been really embarrassed if Sober Sean could have seen...
Did they give you shit about it afterwards?
Not really, because I was working for this huge company that they wanted our business, and so they probably didn't want to say anything to offend me. But I asked, I was like, was I dancing? And they're like, yeah, you danced a little bit. It's like 6 hours.
What were you drinking?
Vodka.
Love
and orange juice, probably.
Vodka Diet is the household drink here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of vodka?
Cheap as shit.
Really? Because that's the one type of alcohol that I can't stand, like the really cheap stuff.
Oh, yeah. Cheap as shit. I don't get hangovers. My wife doesn't drink that much.
You don't get hangovers?
No,
I could get you a hangover.
No.
Let's drink.
You could make me tired the next day.
Let's drink Guinness, like 10 Guinness.
But that's gross.
You're going to have a hangover.
All right. Next time you come back to the show, we'll drink Guinness. Here's what we'll do. Next time you're on the show, we'll get
sweet. I'm coming back.
Big fat rack of Guinness.
Just let me be on with Barkus, though. He's funny. 100%. Never laugh so hard.
100%.
Go on about the rack of Guinness.
Your wife will drop you off and pick you up.
Or you can put a mattress down somewhere.
Yeah. And we'll get 10 Guinnesses deep.
I'm going to feel like shit. I don't know if I want to do that.
And then the next day, I'll fucking wake up, make breakfast, smile on my face. I get tired. My hangover, quote unquote, is I'm groggy the next day. I'm tired.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I haven't had a hangover in a long time except for drinking Guinness or really, I mean, any kind of porter or stout.
Yeah.
Heavy shit.
I get that back of the throat next day.
So
stuff.
When I last really had a hangover, it's been like 3 years ago, but I was in Stockton, California, which is just kind of a dive. It's an industrial town. I shouldn't say dive. There's a lot of good people in Stockton, California, but it's an industrial town. And hell, the sun's at
206. What is Stockton?
206. Are you talking area code?
Yeah.
Who knows the area code of cities?
Anyone who follows the Diaz brothers.
Oh, the Diaz brothers, of course. But anyway, so I was sitting drinking Guinness for whatever reason. I don't know why. Just by myself because the hotel was across the street. And I don't care. And I started talking to this guy.
And how close was I?
You were close. It's an upside down 6, really.
Yeah, really, if you think about it.
But I'm an honorary member of a gang in Stockton.
Nice.
Yeah. Started talking to these guys, and they're like, "Hey, man, you like cars?" I was like,
so they were
cars.
Mexican.
They were Mexican.
You're doing a Mexican.
They
voice.
were Mexican. Well, they were American, Mexican heritage,
Mexican descent.
But yeah, I sat with them for like 3 hours, and we talked about cars because I got this old Chevy pickup in my house that I'm restoring.
Nice. What year?
52.
Oh, good year.
52. It's stripped down to the frame, and I'm going to sandblast it. And
I always loved me a 54 Studebaker.
Oh, hell yeah.
I always wanted one.
I want a Scout. That's what I want. International.
All right.
But it's cool. I mean, the cool thing...
You can find those, too.
The cool thing about this truck that I've got, the GMC Chevy, there is so many of them, so parts are really easy to come by. I mean, even completely restored, it's worth maybe $15,000. But I'll make it look original, and my son wants to drive it. So I'll put disc brakes on it. And,
and
a power steering box.
Retrofit it, yeah. That's the new way to go is retro mods. They take these old cars, Camaros, Corvettes or whatever, and just put everything new in them.
Yeah.
You got the body.
But that's what's freaking
But
sweet.
you got new suspension, you got power steering, you got disc brakes.
You got to have new gearbox in it.
Drum brakes, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you remember my car in high school.
I don't.
I had a 71 Buick Skylark, which is an A-body, right? Which is basically the same body style as a Chevelle.
Yeah.
350, but it had drums.
All around?
No, just in
on the back?
Just in the back, but they were such a pain in the ass.
Oh, God, it's such a pain. I just replaced... I mean, drums are still not at all uncommon. I've got a little pickup, and I did the brakes, and the front's disc brakes. I mean, it took like 10 minutes per side to replace the brake pads, and then the drums. God, it was a pain in the ass. And I don't have like all the right tools and shit, so it took me hours. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass.
This is my 71 Buick.
Dude,
you don't remember that? It was white trash yellow. So it was that mustard fucking 70s white trash
like the
yellow.
Rockford Files.
His was a Trans Am.
But what? It's like the time frame.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that thing where
his was the Gen 3 Camaro?
God, I'm surprised you just knew that right offhand. Rockford
Files. Yeah, it's famous.
Nobody knows about the Rockford Files from our generation.
Dude, James Garner's the shit.
He's the shit.
He's so good.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's dead now, isn't he? But do you remember, like, when we were kids, Channel 12 used to play on Saturdays, they'd play a James Garner movie every Saturday.
Oh, really?
Like an old Western.
I don't remember that.
An old James
I always
Garner
liked
Western.
him. Yeah,
he's great. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. You know that, like, you watch shows from that era, and all the sounds are different. I like listening to them because you can hear, like, wooden-soled shoes on the sidewalk. Yeah. Now it's, like, all washed out. Yeah. All the, like, life sounds are washed out of movies now, and so you just get
condenser mics.
And
condenser mics.
It's like the difference between a record and a CD or an MP3. There's something special about having the authenticity.
I like collecting things.
Yeah.
My comic book collection is disgusting, and I've only been collecting them for like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I have way too many. I need to really cut back.
There
on
you
that.
go with the too many again.
It is though, because I'm like 3 weeks behind on my reading, and that's how I know it's a problem. If I can keep up with it, again, what am I doing when I'm instead of playing video games? I should be reading my comic books. That is a true fact.
You gotta stay on top of shit.
But I do kind of want to start a record collection.
Oh,
record album.
So
collection.
There is not a lot. I think there's like 1 or 2 companies that actually will burn a record from the original studio tapes. Mm-hmm. Most of them they're burning it from a digital file.
Yeah.
And so some of that old school kind of sound from a record is not included like in a newly burned record.
Did you have records growing up?
Oh hell, my mom's got Inagata Davida still.
Nice.
She's got that record, and mean, I had Sesame Street Gold. I remember that.
We had a house fire, so we lost all of ours. But my parents had a huge collection.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was a kid, like 9 years old, I was playing records, and AC/DC, Dirty Deeds, and Black Sabbath, Paranoid were on heavy rotation in my house. Heavy rotation. That's the household I grew up in, was with those.
Yeah.
My folks like rock.
No, I like records. I mean, I really like the poppy and scratchy sound. I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe it's nostalgic, but it is.
But by the way, you can get rid of that. Just clean your shit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, why would I do that? I remember my mom had one of those little like velvet kind of brush things. Yep. Yeah, and I was always afraid because you're going to scratch the record up, and so I didn't touch them. But yeah,
dude, record collection, man. Might start.
I don't even
get a lot of new stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, they're more readily available than they
are
were
pressing
even
them all the
10
time
years
now.
ago.
Yep, because they're selling them, because people are having collections, so they're pressing them. For sure.
That's cool. I could get on board with that. What I really want is one of those. There was a few old school car models that, when they first started having mobile music, there was actually a record player that could be installed in the vehicle.
Yeah, I think that was an Italian car.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was. But every bump you go over...
Oh, no. What it is so you can drive to a place, park, and then play it. There's no way you can do it going down the road. No way.
Go park at like
the beach.
Makeout Lane or something?
Oh, yeah, Makeout Lane.
Isn't that what they did
We
back
never
then?
had a Makeout Lane in our town.
Of course, I wasn't really much of a player as a boy, and then I got married young, so I guess I never have had a need for Makeout Lane.
I had a need, but I did not. I did not. God, my mom listens to this. Dear mom, push mute. I didn't do a lot of sex in high school. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Not a lot.
Figuring shit out.
If I wish I could go back knowing what I know now, though.
Everybody.
Doggy. Well, I already know who, what would go on.
Do you? What would go on?
I can't tell. I can't talk about it.
Because your mom's going to listen.
No, I don't want anyone to know what I think.
How many more drinks have you got?
I'll tell you off air. But
it is fun.
Because the person is married now.
Oh. Okay, yeah, you definitely got to tell me off air.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll never forget. Okay, I was walking down the hall as a freshman. In high school, at that age, like, your hormones are going freaking nuts. And I didn't realize it until I got into my 30s and things started calming down. Yeah. But I'll never forget, as a freshman, I'm walking down the hall. There's this group of senior girls walking the other direction. And one, I'll tell you her name off the air.
Okay.
I was just, like, my jaw dropped. And my head turned as they walked past. And I heard one of the girl's friends say to her, "Did you see the way that kid looked at you?" I was like, oh, God. Because I was just completely smitten. Instantly.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah. That was...
I can tell you who I think the hottest girl in school was.
You could.
Easily. Nikki Mallory. She's a grade above us.
Mallory? I can't say that I even remember.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
She was great.
Yeah. She's really... And the hottest... Especially, it's always a subjective thing, but when you're in, grades 9 through 12, it's particularly so because it wouldn't take much to get your pants off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's, gosh.
No, and we had a lot of good-looking girls in our school.
We sure did.
We did not lack them at all. What I really liked about our high school is, and some people have different experiences, but we were really accepting of everyone. We
that came from people like you, though.
When people found out so and so was gay, okay, who cares? So we had 3 black people in school. One was really popular. One was right there. The other one was a super nerd. No one cared. It was people like me, huh? Okay, I'll take it.
No, it's true. Like I said, my wife said you were like a kindred spirit for her. I was struggling so much to fit in that, I'm sure I treated people poorly, even though I was a basket case. I mean,
I doubt it. You were a nice guy.
But it's just such a weird freaking period. I don't, you say go back knowing what we know now. Oh, God, I don't think I'd do it.
Oh, 100%. I don't
think I'd do it, man.
100%. I would, I was a really bad student. I graduated with a D.
What was your GPA?
D.
Mine was 2.01.
Yeah.
But now I'm in law school, so it really doesn't matter.
Here's what I did, though, is I showed up. I missed, in the first 3 years of high school, I missed 4 days total. In my senior year, I missed 4 days total. So I showed up almost every day.
Wow. See, that's not what I did.
And I aced all my tests. Obviously not all, but I scored high on all tests, and I didn't do homework. That was me in high school because I didn't like busy work for no reason. So I know the shit. Give me the test.
I missed 25% of my senior year. Literally. I went into the office to turn it, and they're like, here you go. You're the last senior that's turned in all the stuff. It was graduation day, and I was giving my shit in. I wasn't a good student. I really hated it.
Why do you miss so much school?
What's that?
Why did you miss so much school?
I just didn't like it.
You just didn't want to go?
It was one of those things. I mean, I had no confidence in myself at the time, and I just felt invisible and
really
didn't want to get picked on. It was weird. I mean, all this stuff.
Did people pick on you?
Not really.
Picked on you. No one picked on you.
No, nobody did, but
I don't think we had bullies.
There's so much in my head.
We didn't have very many bullies in school.
I don't think so.
I never got picked on.
I can remember a couple of fights, but there was one. I don't want to give names, but
I want to hear names.
I'll tell you. You don't remember him, but the one kid. I mean, right in the middle of the hall, and they were. I mean, one was just bloody, and they were yelling at each other. Mr. Harvey comes out and separates them. You remember him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm Facebook friends with him still.
He came out and separated them and walked them down to the office. I mean, but. Yeah, there really wasn't a ton of that stuff. We were really lucky. I see the shit that goes on in my kids' school, and I think, man.
No, we had a good class. And whenever I hear someone's like, "Oh, I hated high school," I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I really didn't, and it was just because of the lack of confidence.
It was the best time in the world. No bills.
In
it was the most social time in my life.
Yeah, when you say go back knowing what you know now, I wish if I could go back with the same just vision on the purpose of life.
You would know that.
Then
you could walk in with confidence. You'd have to fight your hormones still because you still have that old shitty body. You would. But that's fine. You know what though? I was always, and here's another thing when I was a bad student. I was always all about girls. But I was. But I was never I was just real social.
You were covert about it.
I was real social. I always liked talking to girls. But I wasn't like a real big hornball. I wasn't a creep. I wasn't trying to,
I never got that feeling. I guess. Yeah. Well, you never hit on me.
But I was.
Never came after me.
I almost asked your wife out at once.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Because she was so nice.
And gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
Man, you lucked out, huh?
Seriously, dude.
She's really fucking held up.
I don't deserve held up. She's stunning. I
don't think she's aged.
She really. It's funny. Right? I see. It's no joke because we'll look at pictures, and you can tell a subtle difference.
Sure.
But it's not like me. I mean, if you see a picture of me, my cheeks are sunken in. I'm lean. I don't have any. I mean, I got freaking crow's feet in my eyes, and I'm losing my hair. And I'm 60 pounds heavier.
Yeah,
she's really.
I've changed a lot. I don't.
It happens.
But here's the thing, though. I don't think I look as old as I am. I think that's a lot of us. Although I do. I went to. Did you go to the reunion? You didn't go to the reunion, did you?
I'm a year younger than you.
Are you? That's right.
Ours is this year, and I don't.
You should definitely go. Definitely go.
You think?
Definitely, 100%.
It was
so fucking fun. That's right. I always think of you, Roman.
Roman was in my grade too.
Yep. Yeah. I always think of everyone kind of the same age.
Well, I mean, that's because you freely moved about and engaged with everybody, and so.
Yeah, I didn't.
You see things, you remember things in a different way just because you were engaged with it.
Dude, speaking of remembering things, so I went to my reunion this year.
Yeah.
And as people were walking in, it was like, oh, hey, there's so-and-so. Oh, hey, there. And I remembered everyone.
Yeah.
And so many people were like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? and no one remember. And as I realized that not everyone remembers everyone, I'm just going to announce it as they come in, just to help everyone out. Oh, hey, there's so and so.
So you announced it?
Kind of, yeah. Like not like
Master and Mrs.
Right. Not like that, but just I was standing around a bunch of people. Oh, this person's here. Oh, there's so and so. Like I made it very obvious.
You're like, you are alcohol. You're the social lubricant,
I'm
making
alcohol.
it easy for everybody.
You are so right. I am alcohol.
Yeah.
No, I did get a pretty good compliment that someone's like, yeah, a bunch of people are saying how, I don't know, cool I'm being or nice or I'm the surprise of the thing.
See, I didn't go to the 10 year.
That's nice. I didn't either.
And I'm apprehensive about
Definitely
even going
go.
to the 20 year.
100% go. You will enjoy it.
It just, see, I'm like this. And Camas has more money than God. I mean, that community is very wealthy, and I've never been that way.
Now.
And I don't know. I feel like I just have never fit in real well in the group, and I love and respect everybody.
Hey, let me give you some advice. Fucking go. We had the night before was an unofficial meetup at some bar. Excuse me, Jesus. And then the day of, we had an unofficial meeting at Round Lake. Bring your families, whatnot, kid friendly. And then we had the actual event, and then afterwards we went to the beer gardens in Camas Days. Go to some of them.
All right.
I'll
consider it. How's that?
You'll be really surprised about how fun you will have.
How many? Like, what percentage of the class do you think was actually there?
Half.
That much?
Maybe a little more. I don't know.
Wow.
We didn't have a big class. I mean, I think we had 198. Okay,
it's
maybe
probably
not
about
half.
The same size.
Maybe not half.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what scares me about it.
Should be nothing.
Yeah, it should be. Especially since everything I've been talking about being yourself.
You got your confidence back, or in the first place, you got to go. How about this? Go to the thing, and then go to the beer gardens, drink 4 beers, and start dancing. That's what you should do. That's the plan.
Okay, if that's the plan, I could probably swing it.
Yeah, they had so we got a bunch of local breweries over there in Camas, Washougal now, and one of the beers they had on tap at the thing was 5440.
Yeah, I think I've had that.
Which is in the Washougal Industrial Park.
And that's the name of the brewery, right?
Yes,
yeah.
And they had like a Pilsner, and it was so fucking good. I just drank those all night.
They've, I've seen their stuff kind of all over the place. Are they bigger than just regional now? Because they seem to be distributing.
I don't know, but they were here, and then they were huge. You see them everywhere. I think they made a good impact, and then the distributor really likes them, so they're getting into a lot of places.
Dude, you know my favorite beer that I've had recently? Just out of a can. Grocery Outlet, dude. I've never been to the wine place you were talking about.
Total
Everybody's,
Wine. I was really surprised.
Where everybody goes.
They have a humidor room for cigars. Don't know if you like cigars, but
it's like all the classy stuff.
A bunch of wine. They got, because it's Washington, I bought some vodka there today. But they have a whole beer section where they have all the normal beers you'd find, but they have a bunch more.
See, that's what I actually really like, is just tasting different stuff.
That's why I started this podcast.
Belching Beaver, dude. Belching Beaver, their Imperial Milk Stout.
That's called a queef. Is that not? Isn't that what that's called?
Yeah, I suppose.
Belching Beaver. Okay,
I suppose so. Good beer.
A little yeasty, huh?
Oh God, that's horrible. It's just horrifying. Really?
Just so you know,
really
anyone who comes here from your newsletter is never going to listen to another episode after this.
Whatever. See, that's the biggest thing to me is as I build my own brand and own business is not faking it.
No.
If I have to just tiptoe around
sometimes
things,
you're going to laugh at a queef joke.
Sometimes. And sometimes I'm going to say something totally stupid that I wish I hadn't said. But that's human, and if I lose readers, then that's okay. Then it's really not for them, and that's fine. I don't mind that.
And I did want to ask you about that newsletter, but tell me about the Belching Beaver.
Oh yeah, it's just this milk stout that they've got. It's exceptional. Pour it into a glass, and it's got a great head. Tastes delicious. What more can I say? And it grocery outlet. It was cheap.
What style?
Stout, milk stout.
Stout. Milk stout. I've never heard of a milk stout before.
Yeah, it's just there's more residual sugar in it.
I'm not a big stout guy, but I don't hate them.
Yeah.
Ninkasi has an oatmeal stout that's fucking amazing.
Gosh, see, Ninkasi, they've got, how many different IPAs, but I had one of their IPAs, and I didn't like it.
I don't like IPAs.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. It's just too much. It's all the rage, especially here in Portland. Everybody wants an IPA.
Yeah. I think that's starting to phase out. I'm seeing Pilsners a lot lately.
And rightfully so.
And sours are coming on.
Sours are good, but I don't know that I wouldn't want to pound 10 of them,
Right.
I think I feel like shit.
It's for going out and sipping, I think, really.
Yeah.
Which is good. Like, I said I went down to Mississippi Avenue, went to that place, Prost, and I'm driving home. So I don't want to go pound them. I want to go here, taste a beer, go there, taste a beer.
Yeah.
I think, what is it, Breakside that's right down the street we walked to?
Didn't Breakside...
Just close?
Just close, yeah.
No, it was, who does Full Sail? Maybe it is Breakside.
I can't remember, but one of the big ones in Portland.
I will look it up.
It's been around forever.
So tell me about your newsletter. How'd that start, and what do you do? What's going on there?
Well, it just kind of... I started this... It's a blog, really, and I...
Bridgeport.
And I just kind of wanted to impart some things that I learned. I failed a lot. I've started a lot of businesses and failed.
Have you?
The last business I had... we had $4 or $5 million in receipts, and me and two partners had, employees working for us that were really helping drive that profit. And then some things went south, and boom, it's gone, and I'm bankrupt. So I've failed epically, and that wasn't even the only one. There's so many.
All successful people have.
Exactly, and that's really what I want to impart and encourage people is you can go through some really shitty stuff and come out even better. And really, the whole point is that it's setting you up to do something bigger and better, and something that you really are happy with. But the newsletter covers a lot of that stuff: failure, personal kind of growth stuff, being yourself. My motto is think big, be authentic.
So you're a motivational speaker kind of thing.
I've done a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
I don't
there's such a weird stigma about that. And
why?
I don't know. There's a big segment of the population that just won't ever touch it.
That's fine.
And I'm very involved in agriculture. And so I'm trying to subtly kind of move into, helping farmers to go bigger. And you don't have to toe the line with all your other farmer friends. You can do things your own way, and that's okay. And that's kind of the direction
agriculture's a weird fucking one right now.
Oh, it totally is. It always has been.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Because it really can't exist without subsidies. And that's
not
a problem.
In the way it is today.
Right.
Yeah. If you look at New Zealand is really the only good case study of eliminating farm subsidies, and they virtually eliminated everything in 1984. And initially it was, things crashed.
Oh, sure.
But the agriculture has innovated and developed there in a very interesting way. Rather than having farms just get bigger, where there's huge farms like we have here, they've become more niche-oriented, and they export a ton. So you've got a bunch of small, profitable farms.
So they didn't get bigger, they got better.
They got better, exactly. And that's what we kind of stifle with our system here is, paying for not having productivity. And so what happens is...
Pay to burn the crops?
Yeah,
what happens? Kidding me?
The ultimate problem is, politicians are always asking, what's wrong with rural America? We're actually doing things in such a way that it incentivizes inefficient producers actually to get out. It sounds counterintuitive given, we're paying you to be inefficient.
Right.
But they get out. The big guys who are successful buy it up, and so you get bigger and bigger and bigger farms. And so rural communities are just disbanding. Grocery store closed down, everybody moves away. And so it's this self-made issue. Whereas New Zealand, I mean, you can contrast New Zealand with, communist China is such a perfect example where New Zealand deregulated, unsubsidized farms, and communist China tried to communize everything and forced them into doing something, and one collapsed, the other flourished.
So deregulation is a weird thing for me, or regulating all of it together, because I am generally up for unregulation to a lot of things, but you really, really need to regulate the things that you need to regulate. Such as environmental impact is a really important one in this particular subject. Because, you get these huge farms with these fucking pig waste lakes, and it's not going to be good for anyone in the long run.
And it comes down to, when we talk environmental regulation, it's because the tragedy of the commons. The air is unowned space. And it's like, if you take a pasture that's, say, BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, it's owned by the government, and ranchers can graze their cattle on it. And what's their incentive to manage the grassland? To not overgraze it, not over, you let cattle on it, and it compacts the soil, and over time it becomes much less productive. And when it's privately owned, that's not an issue, and that's why it's an issue like environmental regulation. There's something has to be done, right?
And I think ag-gag laws are fucking disgusting.
Agreed, totally, completely agree.
And it becomes more of a problem with, as you're saying, these big companies are getting bigger and bigger. And when you have a bunch of small plots in a small contained, they're better at dealing with their own little thing. But you get this big one, and you got the same amount of people, they're not going to deal with all the waste and all the whatnots.
And there's so many different consequences, and some are good, some are bad. But when there's one big owner and they do something wrong, or
it's much bigger.
Inefficient, it's much bigger than one small guy doing.
For sure.
So we've kind of regulated ourselves into a really shitty situation in terms of agriculture, and frankly, most farmers are okay with that. They want and need the subsidies. Yeah. They don't want to be regulated, but they want the money to come their way.
But then bitch about people being on welfare?
It's true.
When they are on welfare.
It's true, and I'll piss some people off with that, but it's true.
Yes.
And, there's lots of arguments. Usually the most common one is, well, it's in our national security interest to have productive agriculture. And I would just say to that, if we need food, we're going to grow it. We've got the capacity to do it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to,
It's
removing subsidies isn't going to eliminate food.
It's not tampering, but it's market manipulating for sure. When you pay someone to burn their crop.
Oh, it's absolutely market manipulating. Yeah. Absolutely market manipulating. We've seen so much of that over the years where, in the 30s, farmers pouring out milk. We stored so much, thousands and thousands of tons of grain. And it was a huge problem back in the 50s. They didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They're trying to send this grain, just give it away because it was just stockpiled, and it was depressing grain prices. So all this grain that the government paid the farmers to produce is now fucking over the market where it can't rise, and so we're just going to pay them more. It's just this cyclical, weird, right? Horrible problem of our own creation.
I'm not any sort of socialist. I'm not. I don't agree with it. However, I think there are certain areas where your government should take care of your citizens. Healthcare, housing, food, power, internet should all be basic human rights. So we got all this agriculture. You're not getting rich of it. You're just maintaining a market. Bro, just feed the homeless,
And that's what that's really the whole goal of if you condense ag policy down into one sentence, it's to maintain profitable price levels for producers.
It's this weird thing where I think eventually we as a world are going to be socialist. And it's going to take a couple hundred years, and it's going to take some very specific things. One of those is, you've seen Star Trek, you know what a replicator is. Mm-hmm. As soon as that's invented, we'd no longer need capitalism. Know what I mean?
I'd have to think through that a little bit. I've never ever considered that.
Yeah, that's what.
And I hope we're not socialist in Twitter. I mean, I will always favor individuals, always, over forced collectives every time.
But here's what I'm saying is once we invent a couple things, we don't need debt. We can create everything out of thin air. But then, we won't have everyone. We won't have rich. We won't have classes anymore. Well, our classes will be based off personality. You're a shitty person.
But aren't there always people seeking power and authority over
that's
others?
why we will probably never have those things, because someone will stop it.
There's always somebody.
You're laughing, but it's true. This is probably why we will never have a harmonious Earth, because someone's going to stop it so that they can be better than someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of truth to that, and I think that's why I just can't favor any kind of collectivism, because there's always somebody back pulling the strings on it.
Yeah. We just need. Eventually, we'll turn into Star Trek. It's the technology will get out.
Here's what I want. I just want Star Trek. That kind of universe will be perfect. I could go find my own planet and live there by myself, not have to fuck with anybody else. That's a perfect world for me.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I'm way too social.
My dream is to be able to go outside and just take a piss without my neighbors seeing. It's simple. It's a simple dream.
Yeah.
And
you need to move much further out.
Yes, I do. I'm in Woodland now, and it's not far enough.
I like Woodland. Woodland is Camas in the 90s.
It is a little bit. But the problem is it's Camas in the 90s, and it's growing like Camas in the 90s.
We just, at my work, we just put a new branch. They were talking about putting a branch in Camas area. Fisher's Landing, somewhere over there. Or Woodland. I'm like, well, obviously Woodland, because it's on the I-5 corridor, and eventually you're going to be able to take surface roads to Longview from Portland.
Yeah, you absolutely will. It's changing really rapidly right now. On a sunny day, on a weekend like this, traffic is going to be a nightmare. And there's really two roads in and out of town. Most people use one.
Yeah, hopefully they'll fix it soon.
And everybody goes up there to get to the national parks, Mount St. Helens and stuff, and it just gets crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I live 2.5 miles from I-5, and I'm kind of out there, but I get close, and it just...
Yeah, we went up to, what's the first stop there? Merwin,
yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. I think...
It's fabulous. I mean, that's why everybody goes gorgeous, up there. Yeah. It's great.
I used to, as a kid, we used to camp every year at Swift Creek. Do a week at Swift Creek every year.
I tell you what, if you went today...
We killed so many of those little froggies. They just, in the morning, they just hop right across the road by the thousands.
You just run them down?
Thousands of them.
But that's the thing. I mean, everybody loves it like that. Mm-hmm. Go up there now. Go up to Swift today. It's packed.
Is it?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, it's full of boats. I mean, it's not like there's no solitude there.
There wasn't when I was going there in the 90s, 80s. There wasn't. There was plenty of people. I mean, we stayed at a campground because obviously there's going to be people there. But yeah, you would go out you would see plenty of boats up there.
Dude, that's always been a struggle for me. Like, I lived outside as a kid. I mean, we lived in that basement I was telling you about. And
so you wanted to get out all the time.
I was always, literally summers, we'd spend weeks sleeping outside. There's still log cabins that we built with our little hatchets. We'd cut down all their trees and cut them like Lincoln logs. They're still standing. And going from that to... like campgrounds, I always struggled with. Like, you're in space A28, and I mean, it's just a little neighborhood. I always had a hard time with that, even though, I mean, we
didn't want to rough ride it. I mean, we had a fifth wheel, so we would go camping 2 or 3 times a year, one to the beach, one to Swift Creek, and then one, probably one other place. And we had my dad's cousins that we would go with in their family, so it was basically just another family. But we weren't trying to rough it. We wanted to go to a place that wasn't home and chill and start a fire and talk and play cards.
And see, that is totally okay. Yeah. It's this weird kind of battle I'm having in my head, and you've got good memories of it, right? My kids would have good memories of doing stuff like that. Yeah. If I could get myself over it and stop thinking I got to be out in the middle of nowhere and just go enjoy it.
The problem with if we were there, because we weren't going for 2 days, we were going for a week. We wanted the place that had the building that's a bathroom and showers.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's great.
But there are people that want to go up to fucking Trout Lake go into the woods, find a spot, put up a tent. That's just not for me.
I want to do...
I don't want to shit in the woods. You know? I got no interest.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say there's not downside. I mean, when I was a kid, my dream was to be a mountain man. Like, literally live out in the woods. I read My Side of the Mountain 50 times. I just wanted to live out in the woods.
What do they got? They got a program where you do that and you take kids out and...
Really?
I want to say scouts. Not scouts. What is it called? Rangers? Nope.
It's not like Boy Scouts or something?
No, it's not Boy Scouts. I know some people who did it, and I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, they teach you kind of survival stuff. And
see, that sounds fun. I want to do the Pacific Crest Trail and the Appalachian Trail.
I don't know about the Appalachian Trail.
I die. See, but the Appalachian Trail ticks scare the shit out of me. We don't have ticks out here.
Also the meth. No, I'm serious.
But also, you should think about the meth.
Yeah, because on the Appalachian Trail, they put up these buildings that have 3 walls, right? So you can, if a storm comes, you can duck in them. Well, meth heads go fucking live there.
They're resourceful people.
They are. If you can say one thing about a meth head, is they are resourceful. That is crazily true.
Yeah.
Pacific Crest Trail, though, that'd be dope.
It would be.
Okay, let me ask you this though: you packing when you're heading on that? You got a
probably.
Sidearm?
Yeah, probably.
Good. There's fucking bears and cougars out there.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go hiking. I need to get a gun. I need to get a sidearm before I go hiking. I'm afraid of cougars.
I bought my wife a gift certificate. She got her concealed carry permit, and I got her this gift certificate for Sportsman's for like $600, like 2 years ago. She still hasn't gone and bought a gun.
Oh boy.
My little sister's a cop, or she was a cop, and so she knows all about fucking shit. Just ripping them off. So she knows all about it. My wife's like, hey, come along with me. This was 2 years ago. She's got this gift certificate for $600 for a handgun. She doesn't use it. It's outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah, that is outrageous. That's $600 that's doing nothing.
It's doing nothing. Not earning any interest. Well, it is for sportsmen's.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
Putting my money to work.
Go get a gun. Come on.
That's what she should do.
She should do that. She should do that next weekend. Go get a gun.
What's going on next weekend?
$599.99. That's how much she should spend on a gun.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yeah.
She could get a good gun.
Or whatever it costs for a holster plus gun. Get as close. Do
you remember 3-2-1 Contact?
Yes, I fucking
do you remember MathNet?
Love that show. Yes, I
remember they had the little holsters for the calculators.
Yes,
that's what like
Friday. No,
MathNet Monday. What was Monday and what was
Contact is the something. 3, 2, 1. Contact. I fucking loved that show. I loved MathNet because I was a fucking. My brain loves math.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I struggle with math.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to learn it, but math. Yeah, MathNet. I'm glad you remember that. I always bring that up.
Yeah,
much like Large Marge and
3-2-1 Contact was right next to the other show that was very similar. The one that was 3-2-1 Contact. What was the other one? Fuck, I'll remember.
It's gonna come to me. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And they had that black chick on that show that turned out to go do a bunch of other stuff that was mainstream, but she started on that kids show.
On 3-2-1 Contact?
He was one of them.
Or the other
that one, or what was the other one? It started with a C, didn't it?
I can't. It's gonna pop into my head after.
You know what I never watched that was really popular? Kids Incorporated. Never watched that shit.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It's garbage.
It's not the kind of thing I'm interested in.
It's trash.
I like to learn.
Who doesn't like to learn? And MathNet made learning fun, and that's why we all enjoyed it. You gonna play the opening theme?
No, but that was on for 12 years. Holy
19.
Shit.
It was 1980s.
80 to 92.
Speaking of this kind of shit from when we were kids,
wait, I know what you're gonna say, Mr. Wizard.
No.
Oh, okay, damn it. I thought I was going to nail that one.
I was going to say LeVar Burton looks exactly the same today as he did 30 years
Black
ago.
don't crack, son.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a podcast, too, where he reads books to you.
No shit.
Yes. He will read a book.
No, that guy's a fucking saint. He needs to go down as a saint.
Yeah, he should be. What do they call that when they turn somebody into a saint?
I don't know. I'm not Catholic.
Sanctified, maybe? They should sanctify the guy.
Confirmed?
He basically is a saint. I'd like to start a band with him or something.
Sarah Jessica Parker was on 3 2 1 Contact. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
Have you seen
Alanis Morissette was on You Can't Do That on Television. Did you know that?
No.
Do you remember You Can't Do That on Television?
No, I don't even know the show.
That was my fucking favorite. It was on Nickelodeon, and it was
oh, it's the right over there on your screen. 80s TV, Reading Rainbow, Fraggle Rock. See, Bill Nye, I never cared for Bill Nye the Science Guy as a program.
Dude, he had Grunge Truck one time.
He did what?
Grunge Truck. So you know how he had those fake songs in the middle of his shows? One of the times he had a real band. Grunge Truck is a Seattle band. Grunge Truck.
Captain Kangaroo, dude. Wow, look at his bowl haircut, though. Wow, he looks like shit.
It was fucking horrible. Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, Fraggle
Did you watch Fraggle Rock?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you want a little pop
No
quiz?
one knows where Gobo goes, motherfucker.
What is the only doozer that had a name?
I don't know the answer to that.
Square One Television. Square One.
Square One.
Square One. That was the other one.
That's it.
Square One.
Oh,
Cotterpin Doozer.
Cotterpin?
Cotterpin. She was the little girl doozer that didn't want to. She wanted to be a Fraggle. She didn't want to build like all the other doozers. Oh. Remember that time that hippie ass Fraggle was a tall purple chick? She was like, we keep eating these doozers things. They made them. She was the first social justice warrior. And she's like, they made these. Why are we eating them? So Fraggle stopped eating the stuff that the doozers were making.
Wow.
And then they outbuild themselves. And the doozers like, fucking eat it. We don't have any room to build.
Oh, they wanted them to eat it.
Oh, yeah, because they enjoy building. And what they were doing is they were taking radish extract and making the building things. That's genius. That's all doozers want to do is build. And if they don't have room to build, it's a problem. Nature. It is.
Yeah. No, do you remember the band that played on the Muppets?
Yes, Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem.
You know the one, I don't know if she played guitar or bass, but blonde hair.
Yes.
Scared the shit. I had nightmares into my 20s.
Favorite. She was played by Maya Rudolph on SNL. It was great.
I could see that. Yeah. Maya Rudolph, blonde hair, kind of looked like that. But that was terrifying. I don't know what it is about. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know either because she was fucking great. I loved her.
She was terrifying.
She always talked like this, man.
Oh, she had this way about her that haunted me. Like I had bad dreams about it.
I can't find it.
Call me crazy, but
you crazy.
I always thought Maya Rudolph was hot.
Yeah, no, that's not crazy. She always was.
Okay.
And now
Idiocracy.
And now she's like, really old, and it's like
she's still there. She did a show with Fred Armisen on. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It's great.
Well, she's on The Good Place, too.
Is that what it is? She's on The Good Place.
She's on The Good Place.
That's
she plays the
Ted
judge.
Danson.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's in this other show on Amazon Prime. The Good Place.
Yes. With Fred Armisen.
Fred Armisen.
Watch that one.
It's good.
Yeah, where they're like
good shit. Yeah.
They're like in their 50s and they break up.
Are they in their 50s? She doesn't look that old. I started watching Portlandia.
Okay, she's 46.
Night. Okay.
Whatever.
We tend to judge celebrities a little harshly for aging. And
I just think anyone older than me is 50.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair too.
But yeah, she's
like when you're a freshman in high school, seniors seem really old when you're 38, 39.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's
and really they're all just kids.
All just kids. It's profound, Townsy.
All right, let's wrap this up. You got what do you want to promote?
What do I
newsletter. How can someone get on the newsletter?
I'll just go to my website, SeanTreasure.com, SEAN.
Spelled like scene.
Scene Treasure, yeah. SEANTREASURE.com. Click on articles. You can subscribe there. I'll mail them out to you. I don't spam. You get one email a week from me with a new article.
Cool. What's your 2 books?
One of them you don't want. I'm guessing it's grain marketing for farmers. It teaches farmers how to use futures and options and things like that. The other
that's actually pretty fucking dope.
The other is it's called The Way of the Harvest. It's 15 lessons on reaping a life of abundance. You can get that on Amazon, wherever books are sold. And that is a collection of different things that I've learned over the years that I think can really help somebody live a fulfilling, enjoyable life and go big.
All right, what do you got coming up?
Got I'm working on some stuff for another business. Working on a course again on grain marketing for farmers. So that's going to be an online course with videos and a lot of written content. That should wrap up actually in the next month. And after that, I'm kicking around starting a podcast of my own. I'll have to come to you for some assistance, but
anything you need.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's one of those things that's on the the list.
You should definitely do it.
Yeah. So that's about it for me.
All right. Let's see. I got the Rebranding Podcast, which you can find on this website, townsendproductions.com, or it's on Stitcher. It's on Podcast Addict. It's on Google. Yeah, that's about it.
Heck yeah, I'll link it up. I'll link it up on my site.
That's it. See ya.
Right on. Take care.